But they're talking right now about doing Anthony Joshua, Jake Paul.
I know, I saw that.
Jake Paul apparently wants that fight. And he agreed to, I think it was 99% to 1, where Joshua gets 99% of the money and he gets 1%. See if that's true.
Got the Jake Paul there's a lot of rumors that it says that 99-1 was accepted on his side, but I can't find like where he said it. I just like a lot of Instagram.
Maybe he doesn't care about the money. Like Jake Paul, like probably doesn't care about the money.
Well,
but
he has plenty of money, and if he won, right. Oh my God, if he beat Anthony Joshua, good Lord. I mean, that's a big if, right? I mean, Anthony Joshua, Olympic gold medalist, former heavyweight champion of the world. What he did to Francis Ngannou, like, good Lord.
Yes.
Do you want that smoke?
Yeah, I just think it's all about the promotion or whatever. I have no idea what the actual motivation is for it. That fight's not competitive at all.
Joe Rogan jumped straight into the madness of this matchup, and you could practically hear the disbelief in his voice as he unpacked the idea of Jake Paul stepping in against Anthony Joshua.
That fight's not competitive at all.
Well, it's a dangerous fight.
Yeah.
Because Joshua's going to try to make an example out of him, for sure.
And will.
I mean, Anthony Joshua's one of the biggest one-punch KO artists ever.
Yes.
I mean, he's a one-punch fucking night-night guy.
Yeah.
You know, he's a great boxer, very skillful.
Yeah. The Ngannou fight, we all thought it's like, Ngannou with Fury. It's like, wow, this guy's in the mix now. He's in the mix. Let's see what happens. And it's like, oh, okay. Yeah. That's what happened.
Once Rogan got going, he didn't hold anything back. He gave Jake his credit, called him a real athlete, someone who wrestled at a high level and isn't just an internet personality pretending to fight. But the moment the talk shifted to what would happen if Jake faced a prime, Olympic gold, one-punch destroyer like Anthony Joshua, the tone changed instantly.
The AJ Jake Paul news seemed to come to a surprise for many. How close are we to making that fight, Eddie?
Not that close. I mean, there are conversations. There's a lot of hurdles to overcome. But if he's serious about the fight, and if it can get made, there's a very good chance we'll do it.
Is it on Netflix, and what did DAZN have to say of the fact that it made?
One of the hurdles to overcome. But we were going to have an 8-round run out in December. Just so happens it might be against Jake Paul.
Rogan just laughed and basically said, this isn't competitive. Until then, the matchup sits right on the edge of madness, hype, and pure entertainment, the exact zone Jake Paul loves. And that's when the conversation shifts to why Joshua is even entertaining this circus. The money is enormous. Say what you want about Jake, but he brings a tidal wave of cash every time he fights, and Joshua knows it.
I think it's great for boxing. I think the fight will happen. AJ is 1-0 against these guys that come in to these boxing careers late. So why not? He's a perfect guy to take him out too. He took Ngannou out. Why would he not take Jake Paul out? And for him, he'd probably make more money fighting Jake Paul than he will fight anybody else that he can fight with.
Joshua's legacy is already secured: Olympic gold, unified champion, global star. But a monster payday never hurts, especially now. After the tough loss to Du Bois, Joshua went through a dark stretch, frustrated, drained, second-guessing himself. So maybe a spectacle like this isn't just about boxing, maybe it's about finding that spark again.
Mate, it's a great thing, so we can just shut that Jake Paul nonsense away. AJ's gonna knock him out.
Would it be similar, do you think, to the way AJ knocked out Francis Ngannou? Because Eddie Hearn's just said about the rage maybe AJ.
It'll be worse. It'll be worse. It'll be worse.
1 round?
1 round. But if he goes past 3 rounds, we don't know what's gonna happen.
Really?
Yeah. If AJ goes in there trying to mess around, trying to show his boxing skills, nah. He's gonna go in there and light him out. That's what we want.
Maybe it's about getting the excitement back and walking into a mega event where the pressure hits differently. And let's be real, if Tommy Fury could outbox Jake Paul, then Joshua is practically guaranteed to punch Jake into the cheap seats. This matchup may be chaotic, but for AJ, it might also be healing, motivating, and financially irresistible.
I get it, right? If someone knocks on your door and says, do you want to fight Jake Paul for 100 million? You're like, you'd be stupid to say no. No, I don't want that 100 million for what would be and will be and should be easy work for AJ. Like, well, why are you going to turn down 100 million? Like, right? So I don't blame AJ and his team for taking the money. I mean, again, these guys are fighters. They're prize fighters. The biggest prize is the money. It's not the belts, people. It's the money, especially when you've already won the belts.
And just as we're breaking down why Joshua is even considering this circus, big money, big spotlight, and a chance to shake off the Du Bois heartbreak. Boom. Tommy Fury barges into the conversation like he kicked the studio door open, and he starts cooking immediately. He basically says, "If I beat Jake Paul, what do you think Anthony Joshua will do to him?" And he says it with that classic Fury confidence, the kind that feels like he drinks caffeine made of pure chaos.
But if I can beat Jake Paul, then excuse my French, what the fuck is Anthony Joshua going to do to Jake Paul? I think my dad said that AJ could beat him with his prick, and I completely will back that up. Even if AJ had a broken arm in there, it still wouldn't go past a minute. To be quite honest with you, and as a safety aspect, there's no way that fight can go ahead. At the end of the day, my God, how good does it make me look?
Tommy's laughing, roasting, and quietly reminding everyone that Jake couldn't get past him. So how is Jake suddenly leveling up to an Olympic gold powerhouse? And honestly, he's right. We're over here fantasy booking fights while Tommy is shaking his head like, "You couldn't beat me, mate. And I'm not even AJ." It's savage, hilarious, and the exact reality check this Jake Paul heavyweight fever dream needed.
Huh? He gets beat by Jake Paul. Well, that automatically makes me two-time heavyweight champion of the world, doesn't it? There's no proper way. I've got to laugh about it. How are we even talking about this? He got his nut boxed off by me a little over 2 years ago, and now all of a sudden he's talking about fighting Anthony Joshua. It's like, come on, like you can't be serious. He can't beat me. I'm not Anthony Joshua, am I? So it's just ludicrous. It really is.
And right after Tommy Fury cooks Jake so badly you can practically smell the smoke, Mike Coppinger slides in with breaking news energy like he sprinted out of a newsroom on fire. You can feel the buzz as he confirms the chaos. AJ versus Jake Paul is actually happening. Not theoretically. Not in fantasy. In a real ring, with real gloves, and real consequences. And by the way he says it, you can tell even he's half impressed and half wondering if the boxing commission needs group therapy.
Yeah, just broke the news here a couple of minutes ago that Jake Paul will be fighting Anthony Joshua next month in December in Miami. I know that it's a major business, but still got to give Jake Paul major props, right? He's fighting Anthony Joshua. We saw what Joshua did to the last non-world class boxer he faced, which was Francis Ngannou, flattened him in 2 rounds last year. So I think it's fascinating.
Coppinger is basically telling US Jake went from doing a Netflix exhibition with Tank to waking up and saying, "Forget warming up, let me fight a heavyweight Terminator instead." And weirdly, it all makes sense. We know why AJ took it: easy prep, massive payday, and the kind of low-risk, high-reward situation accountants dream about. Listening to Coppinger break it all down, you can't help but laugh. 1 minute we're debating legacies, the next we're checking the calendar like, wait, this is happening next month? It's messy, wild, and peak boxing circus energy. And let's be honest, we're all watching.
But is there a right to question AJ's ambition in the game when he takes fights against Jake Paul?
Sure, I think that's fair for anyone to question, but me personally, I can't blame him because it's a mega payday, and it seems like it's a low risk. I think it's low risk. If Jake Paul surprises us, then fair play to him. And for AJ to get a warm-up fight in, so to speak, and make a bundle of money doing it in a high-profile event, I think it's a win-win.
And the craziest part? Just when we're still processing Coppinger dropping that AJ versus Jake Paul bomb, Bisping kicks the door off the hinges like, "Oh, you thought this circus had limits?" We went from, "Is this real?" to, "Are they speedrunning the sport?" And Bisping is out here breaking it down like he's narrating a documentary about the world's most expensive dare. Jake is chasing legacy, AJ is chasing a warm-up, and the rest of us are chasing answers about how we jumped from Tommy Fury to this. It feels like heavyweight boxing collided with a summer blockbuster trailer, and nobody knows if we should be excited or confused.
However, given all of that, both men are going to make $92 million each. So, forget my opinion, who gives a damn when you can bank $92 million for having a little move around in a boxing ring? Fair play. You can't on that. The reason I say it's a win-win for Jake Paul is because, listen, if he wins, then he's beating a former heavyweight boxing world champion, certainly one of the best heavyweights of his generation.
But Bisping goes full throttle, and honestly, he's not wrong. He basically says, this matchup makes as much sense as a toaster in a bathtub, but if someone waved $92 million at you, you'd be shadowboxing in that ring too. And he's right. We can't pretend AJ isn't allowed to secure a retirement fund for his retirement fund. We can't pretend Jake won't spin this into a win even if he gets launched into orbit. And we can't pretend we aren't tuning in like this is Rocky vs Thunderlips 2.0. Whether it's real, exhibition, or a please don't sneeze too hard matchup, this fight is breaking viewership off chaos alone. And honestly, I'm here for all of it.
And of course, a man that is way bigger than Jake Paul. Of course, it's a win. And if he loses, it's still a win for Jake Paul because he had the balls. He was man enough. He was willing to test himself. He would prove everyone wrong, all his critics, like me. By the way, I'm not like out there on an island by myself. Everyone says the same thing. And he would potentially prove all of those critics wrong.
After all the madness and all the chaos, here's the bottom line. This fight is the perfect storm of spectacle, strategy, and pure delirium. This isn't just another matchup. This is boxing choosing entertainment over logic. Jake is chasing the biggest dare of his life, sprinting toward a challenge most pros wouldn't touch without writing a will. AJ is chasing a payday so huge it could fund multiple comebacks, 2 documentaries, and a luxury vacation for his entire bloodline. And we, the fans, are strapped in like we're front row on a roller coaster designed by people who ignored every safety manual. No matter how it ends, whether Jake shocks the world or AJ launches him like a t-shirt cannon, this event is going to have the whole planet arguing, laughing, reacting, and replaying it in slow motion. This isn't just a fight, it's a storyline, a moment, something you cannot scroll past. And the crazy part? We love every second of it.
Right? There's no way that he loses to Jake Paul. Unless it's an exhibition match. Now Eddie Hearn, Anthony Joshua's promoter, came out and said, we are not interested in an exhibition match. We only want a professional rules fight.
And how would it work? Would it be an exhibition?
No exhibition. So we're not interested in exhibition, it's a real fight.
So drop your thoughts in the comments. Who you got, what round, and is this genius matchmaking or full-blown cartoon chaos? And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Boxing Headquarters. See you in the next one.